Welcome to Kansas Farm Guy. Hit that like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Howdy friends. So I just finished delivering milk from the cafe here. They make ice cream apparently. They called and asked me if I had any milk ready to go, and that they would buy everything I had. They have underground storage apparently. So anyway, I just delivered some milk. I better slow down. There was a police eye in there. So yeah. So yeah, been a few changes in the last couple of months. I got the county to gravel the road here. In exchange for me doing some mowing around the city. They paid for it. They just asked that since I had a mower, I'd do some mowing on the main street up there, so I did that. It's kind of a you help us out, we'll help you out type of thing. Everything we've done is, if you notice, that all the trees are gone. So there's a story behind that. I was talking to Hans, his brother Otto. They're a couple gentlemen in their late 60s, I guess. Hans helps out here once in a while. Heinrich, he's a friend of Heinrich's. Heinrich's my part-time guy. So anyway, we were sitting around chatting, and I mentioned the fact that I'd like some more grass ground, and we were talking about how things were spread out all over the place. And Hans goes, "Move chicken coop, move shed." So my shop has moved forward. So we spent a month moving. They found all the equipment and brought it in, and we basically jacked my shop up, moved it forward. Took out the building. They even found a buyer for all the buildings that were out back here. And then we tore up the pavements and I planted it to grass. So I got a nice big old grass hayfield right here. And it curves around in front of the grain bin, so we're going to get quite a bit of hay out of that. So yeah. And then I discovered why my radios, even when I turned them off and walked away, why they seem to be playing at random times. Appears that Hans's brother Otto is not only a former engineer, electrical engineer, but he's quite the prankster. So I went to Prevost for a couple of days, just if I can get out of here and get some food, and just kind of a two-day vacation. But while I was gone, the son of a bitches, they added little small, like 5-volt batteries to every one of my tractors and trucks, connected it to the battery so it would charge, and then put a small timer on it so that 5 minutes after I shut the tractor off and shut the radio off, the radios would come back on. And I could never figure out why all my goddamn radios were playing, even when I shut the son of a bitches off. Them frickin' jokers playing a practical joke on me. took me 3 weeks to figure it out. I wandered around checking the tractors, trying to figure out why the hell the radios were coming back on. And they're laughing. Oh, it's the spirits of the old East German prisoners that died, or some shit like that. I don't know. They speak in a, I don't know, weird German dialect that I can understand them, but I don't. You know, it's just different. So yeah. Anyway, I figured that out. They got a big kick out of it. So now I'm figuring out I'm gonna have to watch myself around these jokers for their next big practical joke. I'm gonna probably come back and find freaking truck tires on my tractors or some shit. But it keeps them amused. Oh, it made the community. Yeah, they made sure they told everybody what happened. They thought it was funnier than hell. So yeah, we tore all these trees out, and I sold the trees for about 10 grand, so I made a little money off of it. But yeah, we just finished planting this field. We got busy with all of our shit and just didn't have time to get it all planted, but yeah, we didn't get all the, it was covered with dirt, and we didn't all, we thought we got all the pavement out, but we didn't. We left a little strip there, and when we plowed it up, we noticed that dirt was gone. But yeah, so here's my new hayfield, and I farmed this, or I hayed all this over here about a month, well, 2 months ago. This big patch over here. Kind of show you. I gotta kind of see it down here. I wanted to till it up and really plant the hay instead of this native meadow grass, but it's under a conservatory by the Germans. Originally it was for runoff for the farm. But yeah, you can see, you know, it's a pretty good sized hayfield. The only thing that's really quirky is these two concrete blocks that are covered with a tarp. We figured out that they're anchored about 3 feet down, so we just kind of left them in place. I think they were foundations for an antenna of some sort. I don't know, but it was too much of a pain to pull out. And would have meant getting heavy equipment in, digging it out. So I just left it. But yeah. This is our new hayfield. So yeah, American ingenuity strikes again at the idea of Otto. But yeah, we got about 600,000 liters of silage, and so I got my mixing station here going. I bought some mineral feed, and I traded those buildings because we deconstructed them, not just tore them down. I traded those buildings to a guy for sheep and goats and a couple loads of straw and a couple big loads of TMR so I could have some feed for the cows. So it worked out all the way around. And what else we done? Oh yeah, we cleaned out all the little scrub trees. You can see we got a nice clean farm. All the little scrub trees that were all through here are cleaned out. I got some on the other side of the fence in that little forested area, but it's not my property, so I'm not doing anything with it. But yeah, and then we sprayed all this pavement with weed killer, grass killer. I don't know what kind of East German grass this was, but it didn't all die, so I got all this grass growing and it just doesn't seem to want to die. It doesn't grow very tall. This is as tall as it gets, but it's even baffled Hans and Otto and Heinrich. They can't figure it out either. They've never seen anything like it. Now this is regular grass. I actually mowed this. But the rest of that is some other variety that just won't die. So it's not worth me repaving everything with concrete. Just the cost is just not worth the fight. I'm just not real worried about it. But yeah, that's what we got going on. So yeah, well, I planted a little yard over here. Got a little yard. So yeah, I mean we got plenty of space on this place, so I'll put some more buildings in. I can down in that part of the farm, but I don't really need to because I got that one. There's a building on the other side of those there's grain beds straight out in front of us. It's a shop, so I could have had the shop there instead of building a new one out here, but I wanted the shop close to my main storage of tractor storage, and some of those stalls won't take the big tractor, and then I didn't have any place for the combine or my semi trucks, so yeah, I mean I got some extra storage space down there if I need it. I think I'm going to use that one as a seed storage, little shop area. I've got down there in that one shed, I've got my seeder and my grain cart and the lime fertilizer spreader over there, and then got sprayer in the in that little building there. But I'm gonna use that building on the other side over there for seed and bagged fertilizer storage. I don't have a storage for bulk fertilizer, so I'm using bagged fertilizer. So that's probably going to be my storage point. Chemical and fertilizer and stuff. So yeah. So yeah, that's what's been going on since April. Just to kind of show you what we got on our ground side. PDA. So I did buy these 4 little grass fields here. I thought about just making this all one field, but I can always use the hay. And I think I might be able to get maybe a small semi-load of hay bales off of these 4 fields. They're bigger than you think they are. They're almost an acre apiece, so that's 4 acres there. And they give me extra hay. But we planted rice in this field. Of course, we have oats in this field. We got sunflowers in this field, onions in this field. Then there's my 3 grass fields, and then the neighbor just planted some what is that? That's green beans. And then he also planted himself some grass here. And we planted this to rice, and this is soybeans, and this is my sorghum field down here. And of course, all the farmers are starting to plant. All this down here is owned by these guys. This hog farm operation here. So looks like they got a fast track down there doing something. So I don't know what they're doing. Doesn't look like anybody else is out. PDA's not picking up anybody else working ground. Everybody else pretty much planted, but yeah, I haven't met these guys, so I might just drive down there and see what that dude's doing. I've yet to meet him, so I think I'm gonna take a little drive. Where's my truck at? There it is. Take a little drive and go see what those folks are up to and introduce myself. I mean, I've waved at them and We waved at each other in passing, but that's about it. So, yeah, that's what's been going on. So, yeah, we got, it's June now, so we've got nothing to harvest until, we're looking at October. Sunflowers, soybeans, sorghum we can harvest. Yeah, I got rice and soybean, rice and sorghum in August. So, yeah, our onions in August. So yeah, we got a couple months yet before we get some harvesting going. I do want to find another field for canola. I'd like to be able to plant canola in September, so I got to find another piece of property. I'm kind of looking at this field here. But as you can see from my bank account, I only got 200,000. They want almost 1.2 for this. It is for sale. This property here in the middle is owned by somebody else, not these guys. And not real sure who owns all this up here. They're up here somewhere. I do know they come. I've seen their equipment going back and forth up here. So yeah. That's where we're at. We'll see you later.